Hello everyone. Welcome back. This is lecture 2, class 9, subject English. In this lecture we will discuss some new things of chapter number 6 of Moments, that is Weathering the Storm in Ersama. In this lecture we will look for a brief summary of the chapter. Then we will discuss the new words of the chapter, and then we will discuss the homework solutions, that is the textual questions related to this chapter. Weathering the Storm in Ersama. First, we will start with the summary of this chapter. Prashant's visit to Ersama and coming of storm. Prashant went to his friend's house in Ersama on 27th October 1999. It was 7 years after his mother's death. In the evening, heavy and continuous rain filled the darkness. Trees were uprooted. The water entered his friend's house. The speed of the wind was 350 km per hour. So when Prashant went to his friend's house, then the same day the storm hit the area and there was darkness all around. The wind was blowing at a speed of 350 km per hour. Scene of destruction. Now let's discuss then what happened when the storm hit the area and there was destruction all around. Everything was destroyed there. The scene of destruction was horrible. Prashant and his friend's family had taken refuge on the roof. Prashant won't forget the horrible scene that he saw. He was greatly shocked to see a huge sheet of water all over. So everything was destroyed as there was a huge storm, and Prashant and his friend's family had taken refuge. That means they had taken shelter on the roof of the house, and Prashant was looking all around and nothing could be seen except the destroyed houses, destruction of life and property. It covered everything as far as the eye could see. Houses were broken. Dead animals and human bodies floated everywhere. Huge trees had fallen. 2 coconut trees had fallen on the house of Prashant's friend. Its tender coconuts kept them alive for several days. So as they had taken shelter on the roof of the house, there was a big coconut tree that had fallen on the roof of Prashant's friend's house. But that was a blessing for them as they could survive for several days by eating the raw coconuts from that coconut tree. Prashant readies to go home. As Prashant was away from his own house and family, he was much worried. So now let's see how did he manage to go home. For a couple of days, Prashant sat huddled on the rooftop with his friend's family. They were nearly frozen in cold wind. Prashant thought of his family. He decided to go, though his friend's family asked him to stay back. Prashant was worried about his family, so he got a strong stick. He then started on his 18-kilometer journey to his village. The flood waters were swollen. So now, after a couple of days, he decided to go to his own family, to his own house, and for that he had got a strong stick so that he could move away the things, as the water was too deep, the neck level deep water was all around. He could not walk, he could not swim, so he had to use that strong stick to continue his 18-kilometer journey to his own village. Prashant on way to his village. Now when he started his journey towards his own village, there were many hurdles, there were many obstacles that he had faced, right? So now let's see how did he manage to overcome those obstacles and hurdles in order to reach his own village. Prashant waded through water. On the way, he found two friends of his uncle. They were also returning home. They had to push away many floating dead bodies of human beings and animals to move ahead. There were hardly any houses left in the villages that they passed. Prashant wept, thinking that no one in his family would have survived. When he started his journey, then he found the destruction all around. The most horrible thing that he had to do on his way was to push away the dead bodies of human beings and animals. And he could see that there were hardly any houses left. That means there was not a single house that was left in the village. So he got more worried and started weeping, thinking about his own family that he thought would not have survived in this destructive storm, in this huge storm. Prashant reaches his village. Now finally he reached his own village by overcoming all the obstacles and hurdles. Now let's see what did he finally see after reaching his own village. Finally, Prashant reached his village Kalikuda. The roof was the only thing that was left of his house. So he went to the Red Cross shelter to look for his family there. He saw his maternal grandmother there. It was a miracle for them to see Prashant alive. They had thought Prashant to be dead. Prashant's family was there. So finally, when he reached his village, he could figure out that there was only roof left. So he went to the Red Cross shelter to look for his family members, and there he saw his maternal grandmother. It was miracle for both of them to see each other, as Prashant had thought that no one would have survived in his family and vice versa. So Prashant's family was there and they were happy to see each other. Prashant, now leader of his village. Seeing the destruction all around, Prashant thought to lead his village in order to overcome the problems and griefs and sorrows of his village people. So he finally turned out to be the leader of his village and formed several groups in order to help everyone who were suffering from one or the other problem. Prashant decided to assess the damage and the danger awaiting the survivors. All the houses in the village had been washed away. Prashant organized a group of youths of his village. It pressurized the merchant to give them some rice. They made a fire and cooked the rice. However, the rice was rotting. His next step was to clean the place of filth, urine and floating dead bodies. So Prashant decided to assess the damage and he formed a group of youths of his village and pressurized the merchant to give them some rice to eat so that the people of the village could have something to eat, as they have not eaten anything for so many days. They made a fire and cooked the rice. They were so hungry that they did not even notice that the rice was rotting. After providing his village people with food to eat, his next step was to clean the place, which was full of filth, urine and floating dead bodies. And these groups of youths served as a blessing for all the people in the village. Children devise a method to get food from above. As guided by Prashant and his groups of youths, small children devised a method to get food from the helicopters who were providing food to the starving people. On the fifth day, a military helicopter dropped food, but it did not return. The group deputed the children to lie there. They had the empty utensils on their stomachs. It was to communicate to the passing helicopters that they were hungry. Finally, they got food through airdropping. So, what happened on the fifth day? A military helicopter came to serve them food, but when they saw that there was no one awaiting for food, they went away and did not return. Then Prashant and other groups thought to convey the message to them that they are starving and they needed food. So the children were made to lie there with empty utensils on their stomach, so as to communicate to the helicopters that they were hungry, and finally they managed to get food through airdropping. Now Prashant becomes a savior and a social worker. Finally Prashant turned out to be a savior and a social worker for his village people. Prashant became a savior. He brought the orphaned children and made a shelter for them. He asked the women to look after them, but he soon found that women and children were sinking deeper and deeper in their grief. He made them join the Food for Work program. It was started by a non-government organization, that is NGO. He engaged other volunteers to help keep widows to start their lives. He also believed that orphans should be resettled in their own community. So, after providing them food and all the essential things, the last task that he did was to wipe away the grief of the people of his village. As there were many orphan children, there were many women who had lost their children, and they all were sinking deeper and deeper in their own griefs and sorrows of losing their loved ones. So he made them join the Food for Work program so that they could earn something, and also that will divert their mind from this deep sorrow. He engaged volunteers to help the widows to start their lives, and so he did the same with the orphans. So this was a kind of social work done by Prashant by framing the groups of youth and elder people. After 6 months. 6 months passed soon after the super cyclone. Prashant now thought about himself. Earlier, he had no time to bother about his own pain. The widows and orphan children of the village thought of Prashant only in their hours of grief. So, 6 months passed, and now Prashant had to think about himself also, as earlier he was busy in helping his village people only. Now let's discuss the new words: menacing, dangerous and harmful, fury, extreme strength, incessant, unceasing or continuous. Ancient means old, rent, filled, swirled, moved or flowed along with a whirling motion. Mortar, a mixture of lime, cement, sand and water used to construct buildings. Surge, gush, refugee, shelter, rot, produced as a result of something. Fractured, broken, bloated, swollen. Animal carcasses, dead bodies of animals. Blessing in disguise, an apparent misfortune that eventually has good results. Tender means soft or raw. Huddled together in a group, flashed through his mind, that means came to his mind. Bereaved, to have lost a family member or a friend to death. Recede, reduce, expedition, journey. Waded means swam. Macabre, horrible. Catastrophe, disaster. Remnants, small remaining quantities. Eyes brimming, eyes were full of tears. Motley, desperate or varied in appearance or character. Battered, injured. Tumult, uproar of a disorderly crowd forced triumphantly, victoriously. Belly's stomach, orphaned, a child who loses either one or both of his parents to death. Stigma means disgrace. Foster families means a family that provides custody or guardianship for children whose parents are dead or unable to look after them. Now let's discuss the homework solutions related to this chapter. That were the textual questions which I gave you in my last lecture of this chapter. First question: what havoc has the super cyclone wreaked in the life of the people of Odisha? Answer: it was a devastating storm which washed the houses away and destroyed hundreds of villages. It killed thousands of people and uprooted a large number of trees. There were dead bodies all around. People became homeless, and many children who had lost their parents became orphans. This crazed destruction continued for the next 36 hours. The conditions seemed grim after the super cyclone. Next question: how has Prashant, a teenager, been able to help the people of his village? Answer: on reaching his village, Prashant found deplorable conditions all around him. He had leadership qualities, so he took the initiative to rehabilitate people. He made a team of young volunteers and cleaned urine, filth, vomit, and floating carcasses. His team was fully dedicated to serve others. He persuaded grief-stricken women to look after children. In this way, he became a ray of hope for all. That means he became a ray of hope for everyone in his village. Next question: how have the people of the community helped one another? What role do the women of Kalikuda play during these days? Answer: Prashant took the initiative and mobilized everyone to help one another. In this time of distress, the people of the community joined hands together and started relief work. Women started working in the Food for Work program and looked after the orphans. Next question: why do Prashant and other volunteers resist the plan to set up institutions for orphans and widows? What alternatives do they consider? Answer: Prashant and other volunteers resisted the plan as they felt that it would not be proper to set up separate institutions for orphans and widows. The group of volunteers was of the opinion that in these institutions children would not be able to get love and widows would suffer from stigma and loneliness and isolation. So that was the reason that they rejected the plan to set up the institutions. The group decided to rehabilitate them in their own community. New families were made and the childless widows took care of the orphan. Last question: do you think Prashant is a good leader? Do you think young people can get together to help people during natural calamities? Answer: undoubtedly, Prashant is a good leader. He has all the qualities of a leader. He has a special quality of taking initiatives. His vision is quite clear. He faces adverse circumstances courageously. He is a source of energy for others and has great motivational power. I think that youth is power. This power can be used to assist society during natural disasters. Whatever job is assigned to the youth in such circumstances, they perform their duty with full spirit. So these were the solutions of the homework, and now your homework is that go through the chapter thoroughly, read it thoroughly, write down the new words and their meanings with the help of pencil in your book itself, and then complete the pending question answers after matching your answers with the solutions provided in a proper format in your fair notebook.